to life, and that includes the Anglia allotment. In fact, so impressive is the work done at the allotment at the moment that a group travelled thousands of miles from Japan to see and sample their good work in Ipswich.
Well, they were certainly interested in many of the crops that we're growing, and particularly some of the herbs. So I think they've gone back with some pleasant memories from Suffolk anyway.
And we'll have more from the Anglia allotment next week. If you can't wait, our website.
And there's a familiar name high on the bookmakers' list of candidates for the next manager of Colchester United. The former Ipswich boss, Jim Magilton, is said to be among the front-runners to succeed A.D. Boothroyd, who joined Coventry yesterday. Well, also in the frame are Paul Ince, who resigned as MK Dons manager last month, and also 3 former used players, Teddy Sheringham, Mark Kinsella and Steve Foley.
Now, he's already off to the World Cup next month. Now, an assistant referee from Norfolk has been selected for the biggest club match in the world. Darren Cann from Porringland near Norwich will be officiating with referee Howard Webb at tomorrow night's Champions League final between Inter Milan and Bayern Munich in Madrid. And you can see the whole match live here on ITV1. Coverage starts.
Tennis star Elena Beltaccia is hopeful of being fit to take part in next week's French Open. Beltaccia, who climbed to a career-best 59th in the world earlier this year, was forced to pull out of this week's WTA tournament in Strasbourg with a back injury, where she's due to play the 8th seed Agnieszka Radwanska of Poland in her first-round tie on Monday.
An icon of British television has been at Ely Cathedral in Cambridgeshire today.
Yep, the actress June Whitfield was rehearsing her part. It's in a charity concert that will be performed there tomorrow night. Stuart Leith's been to find out more.
Here lies a poor woman who was always tired, for she lived in a place where help wasn't hired. Her last words on earth were, "Dear friends, I am going where washing ain't done, nor cooking nor sewing."
She's an icon of British television, rehearsing in one of the most recognisable landmarks of the Fens. Actress June Whitfield will be performing in a charity concert at Ely Cathedral tomorrow night.
You've performed in TV and theatre and film, but different surroundings for a performance. What's it like?
Well, of course, when it's full, it's a bit better because it does echo a bit. And the other thing is, as beautiful as it is a bit chilly. So people should remember perhaps to bring a rug. I don't know. Sadly, I don't have a lot of time here, so I can't see as much of Ely as I'd like to, because I live in London, and it's a bit of a long way. So I don't see it as often as I might. But I'm delighted to be here this time, and I think it's going to be a wonderful concert. It is called Mad Dogs and Englishmen, and it's all about English characters and things that have been written by Englishmen.
June Whitfield isn't the only familiar face appearing in the concert. John Challis and Roger Lloyd-Pack, who played Boycie and Trigger in Only Fools and Horses, are also taking part. The event will raise money for the Stars Foundation for Cerebral Palsy, and it's the second time June has performed in Ely Cathedral.
You obviously do still enjoy performing. What is it about it that you obviously keep going? I mean, you really love it.
Well, I think I'm lucky enough to be in a profession where if you can keep going in it, it's one of the best ways of keeping going, you know. I always say to everyone who possibly can, for goodness sake, do something. Don't just sit down and wait. You know, you've got to get out and do something.
Tickets are still available for the concert, a chance to see some much-loved television stars performing in aid of the Stars Foundation. Stuart Leith's Anglia News, Ely.
Looks good fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, really good.
Now, a small boat which saved the lives of almost 3,000 Allied servicemen during the Second World War is sailing from Suffolk this weekend to take part in the 70th anniversary celebrations of the evacuation of Dunkirk. Tramilia is based in Woodbridge.
Well, during the war, she was part of the flotilla of small ships which, between them, rescued 338,000 Allied soldiers from French beaches around Dunkirk. Now, on Sunday, Jamelia is sailing to Ramsgate, where she's going to join more than 50 little ships which took part in the historic evacuation.
And in a series of special reports next week, we'll be following the progress of the flotilla, meeting some of the surviving soldiers, and we'll be at Dunkirk for events to mark the 70th anniversary.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Now, we're going to have your little summer heat package in a minute.
I've been out of the office today, yeah.
Good fun?
Yeah.
Before that,
We'll
let's...
see.
well, we're still with you till 6:30. Before that, though, let's head over to the national news now with what they've got in store.
Coming up on the ITV Evening News, we're live at the home of the British couple murdered in Pakistan with their daughter in a bitter marriage feud. And as sextuplets are born in Oxford, we speak to one family who know all about bringing up lots of babies. I'll be back with James for that and the rest of the day's national and international news at 6:30.
Now, summer may not officially be with us,
Feels
but
like it.
let's face it, yeah, we're all in the summer mood, aren't we?
Yep, temperatures today. Do you know what did they reach?
24 degrees.
24 big ones. That's warmer than Athens and Corfu. Lovely. And even warmer weather is expected over the weekend, we're told.
Yeah, we do like to get a little bit excited about a bit of warm sun in this country, don't we? But after the winter we've had, who can blame us?
Amanda will have the full weather forecast extremely shortly. But first, we've been around the region, well, you have certainly, finding out some of the things you can get up to when the weather hots up.
The sun can bring out the kid in all of us. But while most children were in the classroom, 1,000 young people from across the southeast enjoyed a day out at Adventure Island in Southend. It was organised by the Variety Club, which helps sick, disabled and disadvantaged children. Plenty of rides to choose from, but they all had their favourites.
Why do you like the bumper cars?
Because then you can smash people. The one with the ghosts going round. Because I like spooky things. It's so giant and big and fantastic.
A slightly more sedate way to pass the time in Cambridge, with tourists and locals making the most of the beautiful weather.
Well, I think we're very lucky, and we wish we brought our shorts, actually.
Lovely. Can't beat it, can you? Don't want to go abroad when it's like this.
So forget your stresses, just lay back and think of summer. But if your summer involves 2 weeks in a bikini on a beach, then we can expect to see more and more people trying to shed those winter pounds. However, 3 soldiers from the Royal Anglians are taking it to the extreme, and this morning set off from Haverhill to run all the way to Cambridge and back. That's a marathon and a half in a day to raise money to help keep their local Little Wonders preschool from closure. I bet they wouldn't mind jumping into this at the end of all that. But if they're still feeling energetic, there's always the Great East Swim. The outdoor swim will be in a month's time. But from this office rooftop garden in Ipswich, 4-time Olympian Mark Foster is encouraging people to get involved and get training.
I sort of say to people, make it a social thing. People who are part of clubs at the moment or not part of clubs, try and go along and sign up to a club. That'll make things a lot easier. Or just go along with a few mates. And hopefully, if it's a day like this, they'll have a great time.
Oh, the summer sound of splashing water. Of course, if we're talking about evocative sounds of the summer... This evening, these 7 ice cream vans are going to be winding their way through the streets of Norwich, all of them playing this plinky-plonky music, which has been specially composed for the Norfolk and Norwich Festival. But don't bother stopping and asking for an ice cream. They're not selling any. Big teasers. Did you hear the ice cream vans going around?
Yes, I did.
What did you think of them?
I thought it was pretentious nonsense because it was supposed to be an art exhibition or an art thing, and I thought, how silly. It was quite pleasant, but not art.
What do you like about summer? What's the best thing about summer? Hang on, isn't that? It is. Even famous boxers need fresh air. So whatever you're doing this weekend, getting the sand out of your beach picnic, cleaning out the barbecue, or squeezing into last year's shorts, rest assured, the sun will be shining on you.
Look, lovely. A few honest opinions there as well. But if you had to pick one of them, you can't pick the swimming pool with Mark Foster.
Oh,
which
where would
one?
I be?
Yeah, where would you be?
OK, I would be lying back in a punt in Cambridge.
would
Yeah.
you?
And by the way, the soldiers
Yeah.
got back to Haverhill at 6 o'clock.
Brilliant.
So
Yeah, well done
you.
to them. Right, weather time now. Here's Amanda.
And that is all we have time for. Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah, if you're out and about this weekend, make sure you take Amanda's advice. Slap on the sunscreen all over yourself.
Yeah.
We'll see you on Monday.
Have a
Take care.
great weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.